yes, it is.
Yes,
Oh,
it
my.
is.
Now y'all sound like a choir. Oh, yes, it is.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, guys.
Totally Us.
Unscripted.
All right. I am Sylvia Carroll.
I am Winsome.
And I am Sharita Denise.
Okay. All right, Sharita Denise. All right. Nice tonight.
Yes.
All right.
Guys.
Welcome to another week of Totally Us Unscripted.
Yes.
And we are so excited to be here on tonight.
We are.
Yes.
We love
ready
coming
for
on
this
here.
conversation.
I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm so
Yes.
ready.
Coming on here.
So ready.
Got a whole new series coming.
Yes, new series. So
Yes.
get ready and get into it, you all.
Get into it.
So as always, we like to start out with recognizing a Black business or organization. And on tonight, we would like to recognize Mr. Kevin Lawson.
Okay. Let's go, Kevin.
Yes, he is the owner and founder of KVL Media.
Yes, he is.
He is, let me tell y'all, he is one of the best in Palm Beach County when it comes to your photography. He does majority of all of my photography needs, and I absolutely love his work.
Beautiful.
He is the number one source for photos, videos, social media, getting all of that content. He even does like a happy hour if you want to bring your organization in to get headshots done.
Oh, nice.
He has a studio that he rents out if you need it for events and things of that nature. But listen, hit him up because he does some great work and content. So Kevin Lawson, we love you.
We love you, Kevin.
Thank
you for that. Yeah, the headshot.
Yes.
That's headshot y'all see.
Yeah.
Birthday
photos and all. He does it. And he does it well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So see him.
So thank you, Kev. Yeah, we love a good picture. Gotta have the right pictures.
Oh yeah.
Because it can make or break, I'm telling you.
He edits very well.
Yeah. And most of his pictures you don't even have to edit that much.
No, because when you see them, you just want to buy all of them.
Oh my.
Get all your money. Hello. And so with that being said, we are here. Why? Because we inspire intentional living, guys.
Yes, we do.
We have been inspiring intentional living for a while now.
Yeah.
You ought to be living better.
I mean,
ooh.
Come on, preach.
That was good.
You ought to be living better.
Come on, preach.
I don't know how we can only inspire you to do so much.
You
You got to now make the choice that you will step into it.
It's time to put it into action.
See?
That's right.
And intentionally live.
And
Live.
Woo. Live.
Mighty.
And so, with that being said, I'm going to give us this quote that says, one person can inspire a second person to be intentional.
Okay.
And another.
Mm-hmm.
Those people can work together. They can become a movement. They can make an impact.
All right now.
And so that was by John C. Maxwell. We are here to make an impact.
Yeah.
Why? Because one person inspires a second person who inspires another. We work together and we become a movement.
A movement.
You see how I did that?
We a movement, baby.
Yeah.
See, some of y'all
it becomes a change. Like,
come on. See, you're right here trying to move on your own. So your impact is a little minimal.
Yeah.
okay.
But when you come with another and another, and you're genuinely moving on one accord,
Okay.
the greater the movement, the greater the impact.
Yes, that's good.
Oh, you need 5 on
I
that?
need 5 from you too.
Yeah, come
Right.
on. You always letting us cross you. You go to Come on, making an impact. And so, thank you, John Maxwell, for that.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Because that was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
One person
Yeah.
can inspire a second person,
Yes.
who then is intentional and inspires another.
Mm-hmm.
Those people work together.
Yeah.
They become a whole movement.
A movement.
Why? So they can make a
Impact. Very good.
That was good.
Very good. An impact is an impression.
See?
Ooh, okay.
See,
All right.
because
It leaves a mark.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Come on. Okay.
Mm.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Now I'm just
Lets us
That-
know that you was here.
listen. Come on now.
Okay.
Come on
okay.
now.
All right. Not tonight.
Come
Wait,
on.
not
Just
tonight.
tell-
Not
I'm just telling you.
tonight.
But it's gonna help with where we're going.
Oh boy,
No,
jump.
for
Wait,
real.
Come on
It
now.
does,
What?
it does.
Right?
It
Put
is.
your step on it.
Come
Uh-huh.
on.
Yeah.
Come
So I can
on.
make them on. Come on.
I'm telling you.
Leave with some residue
Because
that
you're
we
gonna
been here.
remember.
Mhm.
You're gonna remember it.
Yeah.
Because it's marked. It's
Mhm.
stamped.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the residue is there. You know when the person has made an impact.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Because
do.
it helps.
You know, and ultimately it is to ensure that when we leave here, somebody knew we was here.
My God.
Mm.
So when he say well done,
Come on.
it make that whole make it worthwhile. Well done, thy
Good
and faithful.
servant.
Well
Mighty.
done.
Enter into.
Uh-oh.
Just think about time.
Wait. Okay, cut. We is not doing this today. We is
All right, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go. Okay.
It was the way Karen said.
Enter. I'm telling you,
That thing out,
that's
yeah.
communication.
I don't know. It's just.
They
y'all.
into.
All right, let's get in the conversation.
Baby, that thing almost shook us in here.
Okay.
All because of that.
Wow. Okay.
The
You leave an
hovering that's
impact.
going on, y'all.
Make an impact.
Focus.
Well, we are here tonight. Let's go ahead
We
and
are here.
go into it.
We are here.
What we
Yes.
is not going to do is have a revival on this here show.
But you see
okay?
how we don't need a whole service and
no.
we don't need all that.
No. Mm-mm.
But 2 or 3.
Listen,
Come on.
and we got that.
Oh, child.
Yeah.
We are armed by ourselves.
I mean,
Okay.
because what? No, okay. All right.
Watch how your words. It's certain words. Don't say you. Watch your words. Watch your words. 'Cause
Well, you just think about the words. But okay. All right.
Oh,
all right. We going in.
my.
That
All
was
right.
silly out.
Listen,
I'm
I'm
always
telling
saying
you.
because what?
Yeah. Well, okay, so before we even get into this conversation,
Right.
over this past weekend, we had the privilege of going to a play.
Yeah.
And the title of the play was When Love Happens. And I just want to take this opportunity to give all sorts of props to that entire cast.
Wow.
To the writer,
Yes.
Natasha, just amazing.
Yes.
And to my sister over here, I just want you to know that I am just glad to know you.
Oh,
I saw you on that stage and I was like, oh, that's my sister.
oh,
That's my sister friend.
No,
Like,
that's how you did.
yes. I was like, oh, she done captivated the whole audience.
Wow,
Like,
I didn't even.
oh my God. She did.
No, I didn't, because it
No.
was dark out there. I couldn't even
Well,
see.
let me tell you. Let me tell you. It was amazing to
Thank
see you in your
Yes.
element
Wow.
and just
Mhm.
being so, it was so great. All right.
It was a good
Aw.
play.
It
And
really
thank you for
was.
supporting us.
Absolutely.
Like, it was really
Come on now,
refreshing
without a doubt.
to see you there.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah. Thank you, Carol.
Yeah.
Stage hand.
I
mean,
manager. She was running us back.
The voice and
The
everything.
voice.
My God.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
That was
All
good.
right.
all right. So I just wanted to pay homage
Thank
to,
you, Natasha.
Tasha, thank you so much for
When love
blessing
happens.
us with your gift.
Yeah.
Um,
They trying to make us do an encore. Like, do it again.
Yeah, I
Like,
think you should.
The way
But
she
let's
said
go
it.
ahead.
The way she said it. I
Right.
think you should.
Yeah, I think you should.
I think you should.
Um, So we are really, really excited about the conversation that we are going to be having
Yes.
moving forward over the next couple of weeks.
Mhm.
So starting in January, we did the whole sibling thing, and we
Yeah.
had our siblings come on, and it was great to have them as our guests.
Yeah.
And so we are going to continue along the same lines. But now we're going to focus in on couples that are working together in ministry.
All right.
Okay. And so as a prelude to that conversation, I wanted us to kind of look at the statistics
Okay.
as it relates to ministry and what people are really going through.
All right.
Because we want to talk to these couples regarding how it is that they are intentionally maintaining their friendship
Right.
as couples in ministry.
Right.
Okay. And so I want to share like some really startling, alarming statistics about ministry leaders just to open up the conversation. Right. And so this is according to pastoralcare.inc. That's where I'm getting some of these statistics. Right. Okay. 35% of pastors are thinking of quitting the ministry. And 51% of those are in mainstream denominations. Okay, so these not just random. Right. And so of the 38%, almost half, 46% are under the age of 45. And so we know that the guests that we have coming on are going to be like younger, right? So they might fall into the 45 years old and younger, right? Yeah. And so it tells me then that they're not exempt from this, right? That they're probably feeling some of the things that we're about to talk about tonight. Right. Okay, so let's get into it. 85% of pastors believe the mission of the church is to reach the lost. Only 42% of practicing Christians do, however. Okay, so imagine going to a church, your pastor feels like their mission is to win the lost, but you as a congregant, that ain't your mission. We already off. But anyway, already. Right? Yeah, right? We're already off. We're already off. All right. 90% of pastors report working between 55 to 75 hours per week. And this was actually pre-COVID data. Right. And so think about that. Think about pastors who might have young children, have their wives, their husbands. And if the ministry is so demanding of their time, how are they really cultivating and maintaining like their relationship and their connection? Right. All right. This is a statistics that I'm really like taken aback by. 80% believe pastoral ministry has negatively affected their families. Many pastors' children do not attend church now because of what the church has done to their parents. That's big.
That's very big.
That's a big one. That is a big one. 80%. 80 believe that their ministry has negatively affected their families. That's true.
Now, with the two of you not necessarily being pastors, how much of that can y'all connect? How much of that can you connect to in the roles that y'all play within ministry?
I can definitely, Lord, if I had kids and a husband and good God, I can only imagine trying to keep up with some of the demands of being in place in ministry and then still being in place to make sure my family help. To make sure my family is taken care of, so that I can see that.
Yeah, I can see the portion where you were saying about it affecting their kids because I am a PK. My dad, assistant pastor, and now assistant pastor emeritus. And growing up, just hearing the phone calls that would come through, seeing what my dad had to go through to help others in ministry, it was a lot. And sometimes the things that people will say, not knowing the whole story of what has happened or why they didn't get here at a certain time because they were trying to deal with family needs and things of that nature. It can impact you as if like, do I still really want to do this whole church thing? Because they have a family too that, and really, family comes first, but some of the needs that weren't really as great, but they depend on the pastors, the assistant pastors, and those who work closely with them for everything. Not understanding that there are other things that they're dealing with too.
Exactly.
So it can make you say, hey, do I really want to continue this path that your parents have set forth for you and instilled in you, with the Lord? The humanistic part of you can say, maybe not so.
Right. So do y'all think that is like a real thing where you even think of like people that you know? Do you feel like there are people right now that's not in church because of some of the things that they saw, like their parents go through, or things that were said or done to their families.
I agree.
Yeah, I do. Yes. I do, because I think sometimes, especially let's say you at home and you are a pastor, you get this call. You know, people don't consciously think about, wait, pastor, are you home? Were you in the middle of something?
Right.
Because of course, as a pastor or a pastor,
the expectations are so high.
The answer is to always be available.
Yes.
So when you answer, you could be sitting at the table with your family. You answer. And you thinking, oh, it may just be a little simple call, but not a person. They don't even give you time to say, hey, give me a minute.
Right.
They done went straight in. They don't know if you're on speakerphone. They ain't asking no questions because sometimes, I don't really want to call them selfish, but it's like, right now I'm concerned about my problem.
Right.
And I need my pastor.
I need my pastor to take care of that need. And a lot of times the pastors, assistant pastors, like I was saying, they have to make some hard decisions. Like some hard decisions.
Wow.
And then, some people, some pastors and associate pastors or executive pastors now, in those roles.
They have different pastors sometimes over different.
So, whatever that role is that's putting you over a lot of people. Then they, especially if they taking it a serious, hard thing. And it's a serious thing for them. They don't even realize how much is affecting their family until sometimes it's too late.
Right.
And they don't realize the attention it takes away from their kids, from the wives or the husbands.
Right.
And they don't, subconsciously think about that stuff.
I think sometimes, and not all, and I'm not saying all, but I think sometimes some people become too dependent on the pastors to where they can't make a decision about things, so they're calling them all the time for like every little thing, or sending a text message for every little thing, when they can make that decision sometimes on their own, not understanding, like we said, some of them are working, spending time with their families and dealing with some deeper things that they don't even know about.
Right. So that really segues into like the 84% of pastors that feel that they're on call 24/7. Right?
I can see that.
They are.
Yeah.
And probably a little more than that.
Right.
Depending on who, their ministry, and sometimes the smaller or medium sized ministries definitely would probably be a little more with the percentage, because it's really a smaller group of people, and they pull more. The bigger ministries,
they have
try to have people in places like a big long chain. And
like this is your go-to person for this. This is your go-to person.
So before you even hit the main pastor, you done hit 5 people in between, and hopefully you got an answer by then.
Exactly.
I mean,
and if you don't by then,
you didn't want to talk to them. You just wanted to talk to the pastor.
Yeah, you just want to look up and grin up. And some people choose their churches based on that. If they don't have a direct connect to the pastors, they don't want to go to that ministry.
Right.
If they can't.
Oh, you took what I was going to say. I wanted to say, because just like they do have people in place to care for you, just as they would, but if it's not the actual pastor, sometimes they get upset and like, no, I need to talk to the pastor.
That means you ain't trusting the people in the other servant leaders they putting in place. Or I need to tell the first lady. You don't need to tell the first lady nothing. You need to go up there to Minister Betty, and Betty is over the pastoral care. Go talk to Betty. But they want that direct connect. And don't let them be kind of the first partakers of helping the church start now.
Okay.
And you mess around,
they're entitled.
Okay.
And the ones, let's throw this one in there too. Y'all watch Greenleaf and all of some of those. The ones who pay money and they feel like they're entitled, but you're supposed to be giving. You're supposed to be giving where you reside, in ministry. You're supposed to
like
be
it's a
where they're feeding you.
Right.
Everything plays its part. So
see, I grapple with that. Because I'm not I tell them, like at church, I'm not the caller, right? But if you need me, I'll be there. And some people can't. They're not even satisfied with that, right? They're upset because don't wait on me to call you. I got so many things going on that if I do call you, it's because Spirit said call you while I was praying for you.
Right.
Keywords.
You rather me call you when Spirit said.
Right. But you have our associate, you have our bishop, you have all these other people that are touching bases. But like you said, if it's not pastor, then it doesn't feel like you had a conversation. And that's
I
really,
think we done got out of the chain of command out of order.
Yeah.
You know, like we deemed this order of I gotta talk to the
Right.
When really you could be talking to the deacon.
Of course.
You could be talking to the usher board leader. You know, whoever is, you know what I'm saying? Like you could be talking to the hospitality greeter.
They might have
your
answer.
But you want to go straight to the pastor, which is now impeding.
Right. And then they don't have time, and then you get upset, and
now we got a whole big thing.
All of these things that we are talking about leads them to these other places.
To the statistic
right.
38% of pastors think about quitting the ministry. 51 of them in mainstream denominations, meaning they Baptist, Kojic, AMEs, CMEs, Methodists. Come on, y'all want to name them?
Yes.
Because I think we forget we got into this non-denominational thing.
Right.
But all it is all of us coming together at one place. Baptist, Church of God, full gospel, and somebody
Church of God in Christ, the Church of the Living.
Come on, it's like telling them. It's not telling you got to know which category fit in there. You know, and so we said, well, I don't want to have a specific denomination, so we're gonna call it non-denominational, but we still gonna flow under certain denominations,
exactly
house groups.
Because at the end of the day, what your foundation you're gonna based on, even in your non-denominational, you still have a higher covering. Correct. So you're still going through a change. So it's still something in place.
No, for real. Yeah. But when we think about 28% of pastors, right, that report feeling guilt for taking personal time off. Like that's tough. It is. You know what I mean? Like feeling guilt to like take care of yourself, like feeling guilt to take care of your family. I think this conversation that we will have is
I think so good. No, I was gonna say really quick that socially it has taken a change. And I wrote down the word family. And I wrote that down because I can recall growing up in the church that I grew up in, and that it is still, to that extent, it was based off of family. So, like, the pastor was like your uncle, like the leader over the usher department was like your auntie, not your biological, but they all meshed together. So, you didn't have a lot of this back in the day, you know, unless probably a couple, you know, properly, but majority, it was family foundational, the way they ran the church and operated. And I think, you know, we've lost a lot of that with a lot of these other, I don't want to call it antics, but a lot of things that we put in place.
Right.
You know, and you look at it too, because when you talk about family, how it used to be family oriented back then, everybody was separate, doing separate things. So you already knew certain time of year or certain time of such and such, everybody going. You know, it wasn't nothing. We ain't gonna have church in here. We're gonna have a picnic out here. You know, it wasn't so formalized.
And then the churches fellowship together, because like we grew up at Mount Olive, so it wasn't nothing. We going up to Pleasant Heights or Greater Bethel. You know what I mean?
It wasn't like, a demand to be in your specific church area just because it's a Sunday. It wasn't nothing for us to say, well, this Sunday we taking a bus and we going up to Guilford, Florida.
Right. And the pastors collaborated with each other.
Correct.
So everybody, you know, socially, you know, and that plays a big part.
And I can count. I'm not a pastor or anything, but I can understand. I can understand about having the feelings of guilt for taking personal time.
Come on.
Because
y'all both could speak to that.
You know, because
Tell it about feeling guilty.
You know, because when you used to being the person or persons that's in specific roles and having assignments that play a key role in services or in the flow of the service or organizational structure, then sometimes you can kind of feel guilty, like, dog, I don't want to miss. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and come right back, or go and cut stuff off, and now you running back and forth, and then you look at the
get up that early that morning so we can make it back for church.
But then you look and you see those others who they just, it doesn't matter.
Right.
They're not coming back. Right. They weren't even planning on being there.
Right.
It's like they didn't, I don't want to say they don't care, but it's kind of like, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and do what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So then, it took time, and I'm speaking for me, to really get out of that feeling guilty, because I know that I'm going to miss some Sundays. And what really helped me was Pastor Jonathan, me and him had a discussion, that's my pastor, and he was talking about balance. And he was like, it's okay sometimes if you can't be here. He tells us that on Sundays. At this point, I think a lot of pastors and people realize that it's okay, even when you're,
because it wasn't a thing before. And I'm not saying out here, I'm just saying in general, it wasn't a thing before with others. So they make it's like the pressure is, you got to be here because you're a key part of the service.
So does that? I want to maybe end with this then, or this question, based on what y'all just shared. What would you say are some things that you can share with the audience to decrease feelings of resentment towards the church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think you first have to really know why you're there.
That was good.
You have to know why you're there. Yeah. And so once you really realize why you are there, and it's not for gain of popularity, it's not for a platform, but you're really doing it because you feel called by God to be in certain spaces.
Right.
Then God will give you that peace after you realize for yourself, wait a minute, I'm overcompensating for something. And so once you realize that, now
that was good
the
too.
Lord will bring you in.
No, that was real good about the
because He'll bring you in. He'll say, but you ain't got to die in it. I ain't telling you to die.
Come on.
Serving assignment. I didn't even die doing that.
No.
Sheesh.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Bless my heart.
Anybody
Bless
here?
the people. Yes, we here.
We didn't even die.
Right.
Running around, making sure He was on the scene. He said, you got it. Ooh, huh? And then He showed back up, ready to go again.
Yep.
So
yeah, and as a leader and pastor, leaders too as well, kind of like you said, when you understand your assignment and you're comfortable in your assignment, then you understand that I can take a break and it's okay. And once it's okay with you, then of course you're not worried about how everybody else, feel. I mean, we care about what people think of us. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people say they don't care. We care, but to a certain extent, because we know what our assignment and our call is.
Correct.
Our calling to fulfill.
Yeah.
And it is to fulfill the purpose that it was set out to do. And then it's all in place.
And when you are cultivating, see, this is where we go wrong.
Okay.
When you are cultivating relationship, when you cultivating leadership, then whether you're a pastor or the pastor's aide or whatever, you're going to learn leadership skills and qualities so that you're going to set a track. So when you're not there, stuff should still flow.
And that was just what I was about to say when I wrote this down, because how many times, like how many times do we stifle other people's growth because we won't take a break?
Come on.
Because we won't step out of the way, right? And so there are others that might be coming up behind us, but they don't have an opportunity because we're the one that does this or we're the one that does that. And then we get burnt out and then we get resentful because of the demands, right? And so I think that's a key piece too. Like, are we making sure that there are people that's in place that can operate effectively without us being there?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we holding on to these positions because of low self-worth? And all of our value is encompassed in, encompassed in this thing that we do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's time to free ourselves, I think. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had to end our time.
Oh, dang.
God.
But this is going to be a very
interesting
interesting
conversation.
conversation.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah, this is going to be a very good conversation with our pastors that we're bringing on and their wives.
So excited.
It's going to be really good, and we can bring some of this stuff up. But guys, guess what? You're going to have to be here next week.
Yes.
So you can get the good tea.
I mean,
as we get ready to, and this going to bless some of these
I know, absolutely.
Not just pastors, but people who serve and lead us in these positions.
Exactly.
That feel like the chain get broke.
Right.
And you're breaking your household.
Y'all feel an additional series.
Yeah. Guess what?
Don't lose your family over it.
Don't at all.
See? And I think I miss my husband. Girl, let me get
circle back. Let's circle back and figure this out.
I'll see y'all next week.
Oh, thank you.